There is such incredible momentum in corporate America right now around diversity and inclusion. It's pretty awesome. There are uncomfortable conversations happening. Companies are coming out with big commitments and initiatives and investing and making it a priority. And there are even beautiful manifestos that have been written, very emotional, very touching, about this idea of creating a culture, an environment, a space where everybody can belong and be their authentic selves. But here's the thing. People that look like me, women, people of color, minorities, have believed and learned that we could not be ourselves and be successful at work. We actually learned that we needed to change who we were. We needed to morph into someone else. We needed to dim our lights to be successful. So right now, corporate America is saying, you know what? Forget all of that. Just be you. And let me tell you, there isn't a light switch that I can just turn on and go from thinking that I needed to fit in to all of a sudden just being me. And let me be real and transparent with you all. I am not an expert on this. I am not a D&I practitioner, but I am somebody who has been living and breathing this myself. Somebody that has had to learn to let go of all of these things that I had learned, to heal from within, and to rebuild my confidence in being and showing up as my authentic self at work. And today, I want to talk to you as an individual who has gone through that journey, and also as a leader who has helped to create a space and an environment where everybody can start showing up as our true selves. But first, let me tell you my story and why this is so meaningful and so important to me. When I was growing up, I was a little girl growing up in São Paulo, Brazil, and I had big dreams. My dream was to be a big executive at a big company. And I know that's like a crazy and a silly, very silly dream. I think kids have way more exciting dreams, like being an astronaut, a firefighter, a scientist. My daughter wants to be a movie director, and that's super cool. But that was my dream, as silly as it sounds. And I would walk around my house holding my dad's briefcase, wearing my mom's high heels, pretending that I was going to work. And the crazy thing is that even though Brazil is a patriarchal country, my dad believed in me. He thought I could be and do anything that I wanted to. He believed the world was going to be female one day, and he saw a little leader in me, and he coached and helped me get ready to step into that. And that was super empowering. But the shadow side of that is that I learned at a very young age that the world was not female yet. I learned that for me to achieve that big dream, that I was gonna face a lot of barriers and a lot of challenges. But I was determined, and I was going to work really hard to make that dream happen. And I learned that I needed to study a lot and get the best grades possible. I needed to go to the best schools. I needed to get the best jobs at the best companies. There was this path that I needed to follow, and I did that. I even moved to the United States all by myself to go to college because that's what I thought I needed to do to be successful. I joined great companies, I got great jobs. And in my first job, I actually faced discrimination for the first time, and it crushed me. It absolutely crushed me, and it changed me, because in that moment I learned that I had to become someone else. I needed to change how I spoke, how I looked, how I talked, how I behaved, and so I did that. I worked really hard to lose my accent. I changed my wardrobe. I bought a lot of black and white clothes, and I let go of a lot of my beautiful Brazilian clothes that I had. But here's the secret. I did keep a little bit of my Brazilian spice, and I wore necklaces that were very colorful just to keep a little bit of my personality still alive. And then I started to look around at work and in corporate America, and I didn't see a lot of people that looked like me be successful. So I learned that to be successful, I actually needed to lead more like a man. So I learned that. I became more assertive, more direct. I started to use certain hand gestures. I started to take up more space when I sat in meeting rooms, and I even learned military terms because that's what I thought I needed to do to be successful. And here is the thing, it actually worked. I completely changed and transformed myself and became someone else, and it worked. I got promoted, I got great jobs, my career was everything that I was dreaming. I was in the path, climbing that corporate ladder. But here's the thing, I had completely lost myself. On one hand, I was so proud of my accomplishments. And on the other hand, I remember looking at myself in the mirror and not recognizing who I was anymore. My spark was gone. My light had dimmed. I had lost myself. But that's what I thought I needed to do. So I was in complete denial. I just kept pushing through and pushing through. And when I felt stuck and overwhelmed and frustrated, I didn't listen to myself. I just shoved it all in and kept working, kept pushing hard, because that's what I thought, again, I had to do. Until I had a huge wake-up call. You know, life has a way of just smacking you around when you're not listening to all of the signs that come your way. And I found out that I had early-stage breast cancer. And those are not words that you want to hear from a doctor. And it shook me to my core. And I can say now that I'm healthy, and I'm very blessed and thankful for that. And I can also look back at it now, and I actually see it as a gift, because it helped me realize that the way that I was going was actually not sustainable. It helped me realize that I needed to redefine success. That success actually meant that I could only be truly successful if I was my authentic self. And at that moment, I decided to go in this deep inner journey to unlearn that I needed to fit in and be someone else to be successful, and relearn that my power lies within me and that I can only be successful as my authentic self. And that's what I'm excited to share with you today, so you too can learn how to unleash the magic within.